So, guys, welcome.
Cheers.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys all for being
making a
here.
trip all the way here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, cheers.
It's quite the commute.
Yeah, I'm getting reimbursed gas mileage for this, right?
Yeah. We'll
Double.
You guys should have food on the way, too. We've got a DoorDash coming with some meals.
We're off to the green room after this. It's going to be great.
We'll be hosting and
We're
drinking
joking.
draw
If anybody
after.
knocks on your door, don't answer it.
Oh,
Yeah, so just
yeah.
before me and Jay get this started, just for, if this is your guys' first time tuning in, basically Jay and I created this to try to provide something, some little distraction for everybody during everything going on, something to help keep ourselves sane and just keep people engaged while hopefully, the postponement with everything going on. And so we've got some really cool stuff lined up. We've had some really fun episodes. And, I feel like I say this almost every episode we do. But again, joined again by family. Every one of these guys, Ryan, Bob, and Mikey, have been here with us since the very first BCTC.
Yep.
So it's awesome to have you guys all here with us tonight.
yeah. Good, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
You guys were like part of it longer than I have, actually, because the first year you guys were technically part of it, and I showed up as a patron, and then just asked Will if he needed help with anything, and the next thing I know, I was helping out with stuff. All excited.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been good.
It was definitely.
Bob and
Oh
I.
no, I was.
You go. Your show, brother. Your show, my man.
No, you're good. I don't want to talk. I want you guys to talk.
Well, I was saying we're bummed that things got unfortunately canceled this year. It's the show that Bob, myself, and the rest of the crew from Joe and Ben and Dylan, everyone else. It's our home show. We love coming there.
Yeah.
It's been a solid show for us, but it's our family bonding. Twice a year. Between the halfway come, we get to see you guys. We get to be together. We have a blast. The shows go well for us, probably because the joy of being there and with each other really comes through.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
No, it is. It was a hard transition when Will and I took it over because, we were all causing shenanigans together. And the next thing I know, I had to be all right, guys. So we got to reel it in. I can't partake.
Yeah, try to be a little more.
Array of beers under the table. Just one sip on the run. Right. One sip on the run. That's it.
You were my go-to for a while. I'd always be like, Ryan, what you got? You'd be like, oh, I got some Blue Moon. I'm like, get me one of those.
Exactly. Found him milk bottles, man. We found him milk bottles for Blue.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then the next year, I'm just like, nope.
But we'd hang out after show, which was good. Hit up Gagan's or something.
Gagan's always is a solid choice. Gagan's wings can't go wrong.
I know. Special sauce, baby. Picklebacks, special sauce on the wings.
Picklebacks are good. Picklebacks.
I think we were
Everybody here had a pickleback?
Yeah, I think we were at Mason's the first time. Was it maybe the I think it was probably the halfway show that we had with Moses and Thachet, and Ben was trying to get everybody to do picklebacks.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, that's definitely. I remember. Well, because I feel like the year before that, or I think it was the first year that I met Dylan and his now wife. I feel like we all went to Gagan's, and I think we did pickleback shots there.
Oh yeah,
was there.
Where we did.
I'm sure we did.
Joe, Ben, Bob, Ryan, Dylan, and his wife, and I think Will was there. I can't remember.
Probably not. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I think Will was working the show later that night, covering the floor or something for gaming. I think.
Oh, that would have been if it was the first year. Yeah, it could have been that or the music thing if it was Friday night.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Year.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think it was the second year because Dylan wasn't there the first year, right?
No, and actually the very first year, Ben and I split a table half and half because Chris was putting on the show, and we saw it. We're like, oh, that's cool. It looks like it'd be a pretty cool show. But the website design was so bad, we were nervous about it. I'm like, is this a legit show? Because it's awful. Like, for the price of entry, kind of rebuild your site. And he's like, no, it's good. It's good. Bro. I'm like, all right. So we get to know Chris like that. So Ben and I kind of tiptoed and split a table the first year. But then we're like, no, okay, this is a great show. We don't need to be doing that anymore. I gave him such a hard time about it. I'm like, did you learn this? Did you build this with like Microsoft Front Page back in 1998? Because it looks pretty current like that.
It was probably free.
All right.
It was. He had someone help him out. Which,
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard.
He said, "Oh, Chris just said he did it all from his phone."
I believe it.
Liar. He didn't
I 100% believe it.
He didn't have a phone.
It was a flip phone, so I believe it. That's right.
His razor.
He was typing in HTML right on the text screen. I can tell. CSS sheet right there. Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
See, Schmalky's here. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining.
Schmalky, my brother?
Yeah. Hey, mofo's looking damn fine tonight. Colleen, hello from Bangor. Colleen, thanks for joining.
Everybody, thank you. Yeah.
Schmalky's having a banner year. Schmalky, you got to book him to get on here because he's been killing it this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm really proud of that boy.
Yeah, I reached out to Schmalky. I'm hoping to try to get him, Rich, and Jason all for like a cross, Electric Black Murder Hobo, themed episode with those guys. So, it's probably a message I got to shoot out tomorrow and figure out a day that works best for Joe and those guys.
Definitely. No, he's been killing it. We can talk about him proud.
I think that's
so different.
I think that's been like one of the coolest things. Yeah, go daddy. I think that's been like one of the coolest things of like, and I kind of said on the last episode talking about like Ben and Joe, just seeing like these guys from year one, getting to know them and just see, where a lot of you guys are, have gone, and been able to do since then. I think year one Ben had was it just I don't know if he had the aggregate the first year. I think probably he might have just had Nathan the Caveman and the Lost on the Mountain in Maine.
Oh yeah.
And then same Joe kind of I think just had some prints and whatnot then. To just kind of see what those guys.
Like Calamitous Black Devils is what he had at that time.
Oh yeah,
which is hard to find. I've got my copy sitting right over here with his other book. And going off who's been killing it, like Bob here, he's been rocking so much awesome stuff too. Like no, seriously, the book you're working on has been killer. But what I love seeing is there's a side of Bob's art that very few people see. The Night is Falling alternate cover he did. Which comic store did you do that for? The Jetpack?
One Stop.
One Stop. For One Stop Comics. Like, this kid does some sick Sienkiewicz like gorgeous painted art that looks phenomenal. Like, Joe and I keep seeing him kind of like, oh, look at this here. Here's what I like to do. I can't wait to see him really push some more of that. It's been pretty phenomenal. Like, again, Bob, amazing stuff.
Thanks, dude.
Like seriously in awe. Where you what the capacity that you can really do when you just let yourself do it.
There's no guidelines or consequences.
No, I'm loving all that stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, Bob, you've got a few things just going on right now, right? You've got The Night is Fallen. You've got Summer of '74.
Yep, just finished up illustration on that, so that's going to print now. Should be in within the month or two, I think. I'm not really sure how the process is going to go now that everything's crazy and weird and canceled. So we'll see. But all the illustrations done for that, and now I'm working on getting my own creator-owned comic, Good Paws, up and running, trying to get the Kickstarter ready to go for June.
Awesome. Well, please keep us posted with that so we can help push anything that we can, any way that we can help. Because I remember it wasn't even that long ago, Bob. I don't know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, jumping in and out, but I feel like I saw you straight up one day on your Instagram or something. You were like, I'm going to get better at drawing. And then you just kept posting that you were like working on this and working on that, and then it was like straight up. I was able to see when you like basically were like, no, I'm just gonna push this, and then you just kept doing it, and it hasn't even been all that long, but I feel like you could straight up like just watch your progression within the last like 2 years. So that's been really cool to watch. All of you guys, really. I mean, it's been insane. Like what Will said, and again, I feel like I came from the outside, as like just a patron and everything, and then I got kind of meet you guys, and same with Chris. Like all you guys just fit that category. Like we're all able to just jump in, and all of a sudden we just get along, and it's been great. Never look back. I have you guys anytime for sure.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know another thing Bob is kind of working on. We have another Bob Raymond, or we have a Bob Raymond as well, another Bob, who kind of does like all of our...
Other Bob.
Two of them on the screen?
The other Bob.
Well, yeah, the other Bob, who kind of does like our, does all of the badges for us and prints. But we brought this Bob in, and he's doing a special Clerks, or was working on a special Clerks badge for us as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean those are still ready for you if those events are going on for the October event.
Yeah, I mean as long as
so good.
Yeah, as long as everything allows it. We did get lucky. The Clerks trio are good for the new date, so
nice.
That was, one of the big
That's
things for
awesome.
us.
That's so exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we got those three. Obviously Kevin Eastman and all the other Turtle artists.
Nice.
Both of the Power Rangers will be back. And just found out Monday, Jay, that Judith got back to us. And Judith will be there. So
I'm pumped.
Awesome.
I'm a huge fan of Halloween Town, so that's why I'm eager to see her there.
That's the only
Sure, I
reason.
believe about Halloween Town, man.
Yeah.
That rules.
Still a babe. Still a babe.
right.
And Ryan apparently is still a babe.
All right, Joe
according to
is dropping it on Ryan right now, man.
I should probably. No, I'll read about it tomorrow. I'll wait in here. I miss your face. I miss the way you smell, Joe.
We should move in together. Or wait, we should get an apartment together.
Apartment together.
Maybe like stepbrothers.
Right.
Joe's gonna put his nutsack on your drum kit, Ryan.
I believe it. Thank God. I do have a drum kit still. It's Elliot's. I got to set up some more size for Finnegan at this point. So we'll see. I tell you, we're one step away. I don't know how we haven't accidentally formed a band yet between all of us.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. I got my Gretsch back out, so I'm playing again. I'm itching to get writing some stuff.
Nice.
I swing between like making art and then making music, and I'm in that music mind phase now. I got like a bunch of pages done at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm like, that feels good. Now I need to lay some tracks down.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like I went the other way with that. Like I did so much art doing tattoos like every day, and then like doing band stuff that like now that I'm in a quarantine, I'm like house dad. I've just been like killing it on housework.
Nice.
Awesome.
I just never have time for it, or like I'm able to focus. Like Kimberly and I have gotten like all of our summer projects done.
That's funny. Like I'll message Jay and be like, oh hey, check this out, or hey, just talked with this agent or this about that, and he's like, yeah, like I'm doing some yard work right now with the family. Like I'll get back to you later today.
I'm owning these leaves. That
and then I'll
got
get photos. Jay's like, hey, look at this fence we took down, or like look at this project I worked on. It's like full on dad.
Dude. Oh my God! We took a truckload of metal. We were like, yeah, we'll go to the scrap yard. We'll drop off all this metal. We like hand picked everything out. To be like, we'll take this to the dump, and we'll take this to the metal yard, and we'll get like $50, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll pull up, they weigh us. I go scoop all the metal out. I go back up, and the guy goes, he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to hand you a bunch of money, and I'm just like, oh yeah. He hands me a $5 bill. And I was
man!
All that copper
bro.
pipe cut out of the house and everything.
Dude, he straight up was like, the market is dead right now with
Yeah.
everything else. The metal market is done.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I got rid of all that metal and I made $5, so whatever. You know.
I covered my gas over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
These days, that's the least you could ask for.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I got my stimulus today, by the way. That's,
there you
Oh, those are
pretty
real. Okay.
It feels pretty good. I thought I wasn't going to get one for a while there.
Yeah, we
I
got
didn't
to
get my bribe yet.
Oh, you didn't yet?
No.
I was getting deposited last week. It got directly deposited, so it's there.
Yep.
Although I found our taxes a long time ago, they haven't gotten to them yet. They're pushing it off with like the rest of the filing date. They're like, here's your stimulus. Remember this. But we won't actually taxes. You know, what we demand from you. Yeah.
Yeah. My $1,200.
Worth it.
Did you get,
I wish I had a sticker, like a I voted sticker that came with it.
Yeah, right.
Nice account.
did you get your letter
Just
from?
like, I got my stimulus and I just
Obey.
paid 2 bills.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you get your guys get your letter from Trump yet?
We're
Dude,
getting
no.
letters?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to write. He doesn't write me.
He knows English words.
No, it's a Crayola. He just kind of chews on it, falls on his
Right,
onto
just
the paper,
and
smushes it, and sends it to random people.
Right, yeah, whatever you get, you get.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the
actually
fact
just
that it smells like hot dogs. That's how you know it's from
just
Trump.
a huge Whopper. Whopper. Takes an envelope, sends it off. Smells of pickles still. People like it.
Well, he's
He
so
tells-
busy 'cause, hundreds of governors are writing to him and everything.
Hundreds, thousands of governors are writing him every. Of them,
Anyways.
specifically American governors too, which is even more bad.
Specifically.
I thought there was a lot of British people writing him. Yes, governor. Let me tell you. No, sorry.
I just changed my that just made me think of I just changed my GPS to an Irish lady. I like
Nice. That's right. That's actually mine too. Is yeah.
really?
Irish. What would you like? I'm like, there we go. Turn left.
Yeah, right. Hey Mike.
Doesn't get the nice feisty accent of like when you take a wrong turn. I said turn left. No, that's what I want to hear.
Just don't want Arnold
Mike actually
Schwarzenegger
did put a
GPS.
GIF on.
Sure.
Take a left. It's right there.
With a chopper. There's no chopper.
Do it.
There's no chopper to get with that.
There's a cop, you idiot.
There's a copper.
Get to the top.
It's not a tumor. I didn't ask him about a tumor. I now voice WebMD. Great, thanks.
Scott Taylor says so many beards. I think every episode so far, somebody's been like, "Wow, there's a lot of beards on this."
Yeah.
I feel like every episode there's just one person without a beard.
I'm that guy.
We've talked about it before, though. It's just it ain't comfy for you.
No, it literally makes me depressed after like 3 weeks.
He doesn't need that sadness. No.
Can you
I tried-
grow like a full beard?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just I never wanted to do it, so I can't make it more than 3 weeks. But yeah, Sammy asked me to grow her a beard a couple of years ago, just because she'd never seen me with one, and because she's like, I wish I could grow.
Yeah. Oh, Bob
beard?
grows. Yeah.
Yeah, and she just has to start shaving.
Yeah, a beard for a while, and it drove me crazy.
He gave up.
I
So
just
spraying
never
like
got
chia
that.
seed. He sprayed
I
chia
know
seed
there's
on his
so many
face. He's like, I'm just gonna
people that are like,
fast forward
I can
this.
stand it. It's itchy and all that, and
Yeah.
it just never bothered me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
That's lucky.
You don't want to.
It's all
You
soft.
don't want to see me without a beard now. It's. Not cool.
I look like a bullfrog. What happened?
Yeah, right.
Sunburnt bullfrog.
So, Mike, let's talk about some Northeast Collectibles. I feel like Mike actually did put a looping GIF on.
No, Mike's been real quiet.
No. It's the new gimmick. It's easier than being hashtag Mikey. I'm just going to be GIF Mikey and just sit here.
I like
Well, I
it.
said
I
to
like
Will, I
it.
was like,
Good.
Mikey's a great addition because he's so full of charisma and he's so like blah 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 blah. And this whole time he's just been like,
Yeah.
Look, is this screen frozen?
Usually I only have that little spurt of energy, and then I chill out. Everyone says the same thing when we do our video. Yeah, after we do our Northeast videos, people will come into like the shop and be like, "Man, Mikey's the opposite when you're in the videos, but when Bobby does a video, he acts like me right now and just kind of chills. And then when you come in, he'll be the one all crazy selling you everything, and I just sit there like, oh, cool, Bobby's got this. I'm gonna hang out. I did my 5 minutes of work with that hype video, and now I'm done.
That works. So wait, I guess I sound super ignorant right now, but do you guys have are you still talking about the Market Bazaar, or do you guys have another setup?
Yeah, I mean, the bazaar would be the main place when it's back open.
Oh, okay.
Right now, we're pushing heavy on eBay and Facebook is our biggest places. Before all this shutdown happened, we had just opened up in the old schoolhouse antique shop in Brewer, and then we opened up in the Dreamcatcher in Ellsworth too. But once everything kind of lightens up, we'll get back rolling with that stuff. But that's all shut down right now. But eBay and
Facebook,
Facebook,
that's way to keep us with mailing out orders.
No, not yet. Not so far. It's been decent. I don't think Bobby's run into really any major issues.
Yeah. I didn't know if there's any new like regulations or whatnot with, everything's different.
Yeah, it's all crazy right now.
It's very crazy. I can't even wrap my head around it, really. I mean, it's like one of those things where I try to tiptoe around, but it's like also a reason why we're even doing these episodes. It's like, it's like I'm trying not to talk about the obvious, but obviously there's this crazy stuff going on that's making us all at home, and Zoom and Skype are booming right now with everybody doing video chats and everything. But it's a hard pill to swallow, and especially like in Will and I's position specifically, just for the convention. I mean, every day we're hearing of another bigger convention that's canceling. So we're just like, damn. But Will said it right, though. I mean, he made me feel a lot better. I mean, a lot of them are canceling because they're such large conventions. Like we may be at least like we may be in a good position. We've got till October, and we're a smaller event as compared to these. So hopefully we can be kind of part of like a soft opening of conventions.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I think and just to kind of like touch base on that. Obviously, San Diego Con, I think Horror Hound, Fan Expo shows are all kind of are canceled for this year, but those are also, you're looking at conventions that close to probably 100,000 people, international travel, people coming from all over the world, and these are major city hubs as well, as opposed to we've had at most a little over 6,000 attendees. A lot of it is New England or part of Canada, as far as attendees coming by. I think we've only ever had a few guests, Troy and Rob Thibodeau, from out of the country so far that have had to fly in or travel in. So I think I think hopefully those things are in our favor, and all we can do is hope. But I look at all the GalaxyCon shows, and those are also massive conventions. And from everything we've heard from Al and Mike, those are all still happening. Rhode Island is still set as far as they're not till November, I think, 1st of November. New York Comic Con would be the weekend after us. As long as that still happens, I haven't heard anything from their front yet about.
Yeah, I'm curious on that one. that one, even though it's still on, I don't see that one taking place.
Scary place right now.
Yeah.
New York specifically. Yeah,
exactly. It's the epicenter of the epicenter where things are rolling right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, attitudes are good, but it's just everyone's being optimistic but very cautious. So it's like, you know what, lay low, do what you got to do. We'll hit it next season.
Yep.
It's rough for everyone all around. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the big things people keep asking me and Jay is, just even as far as guests go, like, are all the guests still going to be there? If somebody's not, are you guys going to find replacements? Like, are you going to get somebody else to come in? And I've just been telling everybody, if we lose somebody at this point, I think we just lose them for the year. We can always try next year or a year after. But even for us, like, this is a convention that happens in the spring. It's right after, winter's just over. People are looking to get out and do something. It's tax season. And now we're looking at an event in October that we haven't done something this big in October. We don't know what the turnout's going to be. We don't know how many people are going to be cautious about even wanting to go out, as long as this happens.
Yeah. Where's the October show? I don't know if I saw.
It's the reschedule. It's still at the Cross.
Oh, it is still at the Cross. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be October 2nd through the 4th. We literally are just rescheduling the event. Still going to be at the same place and everything. But like Will was saying, it's just it's scary, because it is totally different. It's a totally different time of the year. Normally, like, we're in a sweet spot in the spring because we're not competing with New York. We're not competing with Rhode Island. We're not competing with San Diego or Boston. That is like a sweet spot for us in April. And also because of the fact that this would be our 5th year. So like people are used to that and we're already planning on that. And maybe our new event isn't going to coincide with their plans. I mean, we already had some people, and that's the hard thing about this. The second we updated it, people are like, couple people, nobody crazy, but a couple people already, oh, well, I can't go because I got this going on. It's like, well, I'm sorry. There's always
really something going on.
About it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, the big thing is, again, like we said, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how the turnout will be, or any of that. And we always want to be able to add more guests, add more artists, but we also have to be very smart about how we handle this and move forward because, at this point we're kind of like, all right, we just need to get through this year. We've got to ensure that there is a next year and a year after that. So we can't like go nuts with it. So if we do lose some of the guests or some of the artists,
that's going to happen.
It's going to happen, and I feel like just in general, like you guys have done so many conventions, it's regardless if this wasn't even happening, there's always somebody that cancels or gets booked for something else or filming or something and can't make it. So we're just trying to bring the best show that we can still bring. And hope it's a great time and make it to next year.
Yeah,
it's a good plan.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm feeling good about it, but it also, like, I think we would feel more. I don't want to say that we're not confident about it, but I feel like we'd feel more confident if we weren't jumping into the arena. This was supposed to be our big year of jumping into the arena finally, and like we said in the last. So it's like. Of course, everything was going to plan. Nobody had canceled at all. Everything was
stacked booking.
Right.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I think it'll be fine, but it is scary to think about. Just, I don't want it to be like this forever, but how long is it going to be that people are still going to want to wear masks? And like it would definitely affect like the convention vibe, if guests started or celebrity guests or artists started wearing masks and gloves and nobody wanted to touch each other. I don't know. We had a wrestling episode and I'm like, even wrestling, people would come out here high-fiving each other and smacking each other on the back and hugging. It's like, are they still going to be doing that anymore? Like,
well, it's crazy because when when this first the whole COVID thing started coming out, and conventions at the time weren't canceling, guests were still like 100% in on this. We had like agents posting, "Hey, so this is kind of going to be the new standard moving forward at conventions. Like no hugging the guest, exchanging money, like people have to be wearing gloves. It's like photo, like if you get a photo op, you have to be like so many feet apart, and it's almost it basically kills that experience. Like like, oh, I paid $50 to have my photo with, Cooper Andrews, but here I am, like, he's on one side and I'm on the far end. Like.
Actually, I got a question for you guys then. I know with this new constraints, innovation really kicks in. Like all the local businesses are people who never do curbside pickup because they're really like restaurants where you need to be seated and dine at are taking advantage of that. I mean, I work for a credit union that's like trying to find new ways to best help members like get money to small businesses and make them thrive in ways they didn't anticipate. What new ways do you think you might be able to tackle the convention with these constraints? Like if you had to do one today, I'm nutty, so I think of different ideas. Like what might be a new way to kind of handle a situation like this? What could you come up with that would kind of shake it up and get rid of kind of the standards everyone's kind of used to? I just want to put you on the spot uncomfortably. Did I do that?
Well, the first idea that pops in my head is a prop for photos. The prop that makes it look like you're an action figure.
I love that. Yes, like the Star Wars one years back, wasn't there for the BCTC like 2 years back?
Yeah.
Like get a nice GI Joe painted one.
Maybe we could do like two separate little glass areas, so it looks like you're in like the same package
like two bubbles,
together. Or something.
Yeah. Two double blister pack of characters. Seriously, Jay, that is awesome.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, we've seen stuff like that, and Funko Pops are so huge right now, as you can see on my back.
Yeah,
my grab.
Do a 2-pack.
I do like a Funko 2-pack, so it's like the Funko casing, and you kind of stand inside it. You kind of have like the BC.
Yeah, the 2-pack of the Funko. Actually,
that's a great idea.
we could do that. Yes.
Or some way maybe like if there's an actual wall dividing the two, like they're confronting each other, or I don't know.
Right.
I love the idea of constraints because it makes you think of new ways to tackle things. So I'm eager to see what can come out of it.
Yeah. I'm interested, actually, it's total side note, but it's kind of the same category. I'm interested to see up here, we have a guy named Mark Braveman that runs Mark's Music, and he usually is used to renting out PA equipment and lights and all that. And he just put up a post the other day that he put a proposal out. I don't know if you guys saw it, that he was like, not like first school, but what high school wants to do basically a drive-in graduation. Like I'll set up the screens and a stage.
I saw that a lot in some other cities.
We'll have it so you can. Did you see that? But I don't know if anybody's bit. It was just an idea. He was like, "Have somebody get a hold of me, and we'll make this happen." If that happens, that would be huge.
Great way to do it.
I think.
Yep. Great way to do it.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
You can use the Bangor drive-in right now. Like, they want to open a drive-in theater anyway. So why not, do something to be able to help give back to the community. In a great way.
I saw that in some other states were using drive-ins for their graduations.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. There's some other states.
That's smart.
It's a great idea.
Well, that's what's fun. It forces you to think differently about how you interact with people and what you can do, and that's I'm eager to see where it's all going to land because like you said, it'll just increase cosplay, number one, so people wear more masks. You'll see more Pikachus walking up and down the aisles, bumping you. Digging through long boxes is going to be very awkward, wearing a mask and gloves. So we're going to see where that kind of lands. But I just like to force you to think a bit differently on how it can be laid out, too. So I just want to brainstorm with you guys off air. Be like, let's just spitball some ideas.
Yeah, on
an amusement ride, you just ride in a cart. He brings you through things, kind of like Haunted Mansion. Things will pop up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Chris, you're watching. You know what I'm talking about.
It would definitely be interesting. Like, I don't want to say I kind of have to adapt like what major stores are doing, but kind of like how many people go in at a time. Like having set like, hey, this is kind of like, I hate the idea of like cattle herding, but like kind of like, hey, this is the path you have to follow to get through.
Oh my God, dude! Could you imagine at our event where like 100 people are allowed in there at a time? And you just have to like.
It depends.
We could set it up like a haunted house type of thing. Like you have to go down like this hall. You have to turn this way.
I want to do that, especially if Joe's there with a taser. I think this would be fun.
Have like
I stood there too long.
You've got like Joe there with tasers in one room, and then like in the next room you go in and you've got Ben's like
Dylan
hot sauce challenge.
Tickle room.
Dylan's tickle
Ben
room
with his
like,
wing fingers.
Yeah,
Ben's like seven layers of hot hell with Ben, like 7 layers of hot sauce.
Hot sauces.
Breathing whiskey.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think you can get some new ideas out of this we could run with.
I like it.
Are you writing this down, Mike?
He's like, nope, you're recording this, right?
Yeah, right.
It's all being recorded for posterity.
Circle back later.
Yeah. You want to get caught up on some comments here?
Yeah, so let's see what we got.
Commenting?
So Joe left 21 minutes ago. Joe said, Ryan is so hot. When we're talking music, Chandler said punk grunge band called the BCTCs.
Nice.
That's good. I like that.
Con Mom said, hey kids, it's Mom.
Hey, haven't seen her for a long time.
Hey. What's up, Mom?
Yeah, she's rolling out a really cool thing for us. I mean, she's kind of always done it every year, but I think one of the things we want to try to help set our convention apart from others is we're actually going to have like a team that helps just vendors and artists.
Yeah.
So they kind of just like go around and check like, hey, is everything set up right? Is your electricity working? Did you not get electricity?
So doing Jay's old job is what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I remember right.
Like
the electrical tape.
Right.
I was just like, you need something? You need something? You need something?
All
right.
You're on point all the time, brother. You got that.
Yeah, then like if they need to have somebody cover us if they want a smoke break or bathroom or food. So we're gonna have like a set team that handles that for vendors, and then another team for you guys as artists as well to just and I know sometimes it's just like, hey, I've been trapped at my table for 5 hours, like it'd be cool to just go walk around and see what this whole thing has to offer. So to know that we've got somebody able to kind of step in for for somebody.
Nice.
Darren says, hey guys, talking about
What's up, Darren?
Steampunk Fair and him rescheduling. Got faith in us. Scott, I want curbside booze to go to continue.
I think that should continue for sure.
Right.
I feel like they've gotten a lot.
We've been doing that every year. What are we talking about? We do that every year.
Right. I used to deliver pizzas and I used to deliver booze.
Exactly. I don't remember you doing that at all, Jay. Right. Thank you.
Darren said some people do virtual cons. It's kind of cool, like a preview. Yeah, I think there's a number of places that are doing virtual cons or con online. It's definitely something that's doable.
Have you seen one of those before?
Yeah, how does that work?
How does it work? Because I know Dylan was doing one, I think, last weekend. But I don't know if he was just at home telling people he was doing one.
I think that's it. Yeah,
I think it's kind of just. I think it's basically
know.
What it is. Like it's almost what we're already doing here.
Conference call. Got it.
Yeah. But like, they do like Zoom, so you can have like instead of having like the background and everything set up, it's just little chat window with everybody, and I think they kind of just each talk and tell a little bit, which is cool. But yeah, it's definitely, we've had a few people ask us. But the hard part is, for people that want to see those guests or have that experience, it's not the same. I know GalaxyCon is doing it's almost like you can buy a ticket, so they do basically what we're doing right now, but then they also set it up so it's like one-on-one with the celebrity guests that they have. So you can pay to like have that experience, or so you get like 5 minutes video chat type thing with the guest, and then there's also the option if you want to buy their autograph, you pay for the autograph, it gets mailed out type thing. So that's something cool they're doing, but I haven't really seen one. I know Emily from KidsCon is working on doing something I think
nice.
this weekend or next weekend.
You're in, yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. But I personally haven't really, seen one, but we've had a few people ask about it.
Yeah, I'm curious. I've seen things mentioned, but I haven't seen anything come through to see what it looks like. But I like the idea.
It'd almost be like, how would it work though? It's like you'd need somebody doing like a college orientation tour, and like everybody gets their own. It just sounds like exhausting. Or
I don't know.
I think it's literally just everybody just comes into a Zoom chat, kind of like we're doing with Skype.
Okay, yeah, you get like 10 to 12 people.
Yeah, and then it's like kind of intro, and then each person kind of talks and tells a little bit about what they're doing. But then I think like what they're doing with GalaxyCon is, it's like, say we're doing the chat right now, but then if people paid to have like that one-on-one, they would like get to, then after the chat's over, they would basically like, we would call that person in, and they would get to have, they'd get to have a new chat that's not live, and get to, talk with that guest for a few minutes. If you're a vendor, like say, hey, Mike's here with Northeast Collectibles, and they just got the shipment of Funko Pops in. Well, here's kind of an option if you, if you're looking for this, if you're looking for a certain comic, if Ryan's here and someone's like, hey, I'd love to get copies of October Ghost, or I'd like to get a commission from you. So it's kind of like, can kind of do that, but I don't fully know how the whole setup would go.
Yeah, I've seen Bull Moose. Actually, I was watching it before I came on here. Bull Moose is doing like once a week live auctions. Like they just set up a table in Scarborough and kind of talk through stuff. And that's been pretty cool. Like that's funny here because they're just trying new things. So like we can't really be open. We can only do so much. They started to do some curbside at a few of the places. So they do like an hour and a half of like, here's an auction. Here's like a stack of vinyl. Here's some Funko Pops.
Yep.
Here's some here's some like old NES games, just stuff like that. I'm trying to think of new ways to get stuff out there.
Yeah, so
all I can think of right now is I just read Ready Player One, and all I can think of is this is the really low budget version of the Ready Player One world.
This is the Oasis with me.
Virtual.
Yeah, I think
like, is there gonna be like that Skype thing though? Like, what would happen if like, okay, so remember like Skype roulette, if it's at a comic convention and then like it goes through and you just get a choice of like nexting them, like, no, I don't care about that table. So it's just somebody like, hey, and they nope. Hey, welcome. No.
It's like a bad speed dating.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
You're just shuffling through. Nope, that's not the one I want. That's not the one I want.
Nope. Nothing but swords. That's cool, but moving on. Yeah. Like, just give me to Israel skeletons. I need some cool stuff, man. There he is.
I think,
Yeah, I tried getting.
Well, sorry, I feel like I interrupted you.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I was watching the Bull Moose thing too, and that they were doing like almost like movie marathons. They brought out this box full of like at the time it was Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, tonight. Yes.
Right for the Nick Cage.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Like Adam Sandler's probably like the most versatile actor next to Nicolas Cage.
That ain't saying much for either one of them.
And I was just like, okay, like
at all.
Poor Adam.
Who puts out more movies in a year?
I think they were neck and neck for a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Nick Cage.
I
think he puts out the most movies in a year out of any big name actor.
I think I have to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't he just sign? I don't know how true it is, but apparently, like, signed on to be the Joe Exotic for the Tiger King.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah, I saw that.
So.
How are they even offered to him? Show? He just signed on to himself. He wrote it down on a piece of paper and told everyone,
"Right, like
I'm doing this.
I'll do this free. Like, here, sign contract. Let's make this happen."
And sent it to them.
Like Netflix, I will pay you to make this movie. I need something, goddammit.
Oh my god! Oh, I'll tell you one thing that made me feel real good was that extra episode that they released where I finally got to hear that is not Joe singing in those songs.
Oh, man, I feel like that one was so obvious.
That did not add up.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm out.
I haven't either.
I haven't watched Mandalorian yet, Bob, either. So I know you've jumped ahead of me on that one.
Oh, Mandalorian's so good.
Like,
Ben was like, literally, you need to come to my house and watch this. Otherwise, I can't be friends with you.
And Ben still hates me for not watching Breaking Bad or The Office. The American Office. I've watched the British Office, not the American at all.
See, I just finished the American Office.
I don't watch The Office.
I've never watched The Office.
That new episode of Parks and Rec was amazing, though.
Anybody see that? Episode was great.
No, I gotta see that. I forgot about that.
So good.
Oh,
yeah, I remember them.
Jumping.
Teared up a couple
times. People. Yeah.
So
that
good.
was so good. And it was Little Sebastian, baby.
I forgot all about that. Is that on Hulu?
It is, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was streaming the next day on Hulu. I think it should still be there.
Yeah. It was so good.
Oh,
I haven't watched live TV in forever. I definitely jumped onto that one. That's one of the best shows. Yep.
See who we got here. Where's Miley? Shauna wants to know.
Yeah, where is Miley?
Will didn't cut a big enough check. Sorry, guys.
Are you in charge of that?
Apparently, I am in charge of that. Contract is just too much.
Matthew Nichols, thank you, sir. Simpsons. Can't go wrong with Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Futurama. Let's keep it rolling. That's the best.
Yeah.
Futurama.
Disenchantment was pretty good.
I was just
I've
watching
watched the first few
Futurama
episodes
before
of
this.
it. I gotta dive in.
I tried. I couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll have to try it again.
It's got Matt Berry as a guest voice, so that had me in.
Yes, it does. I love. Oh god, what we do in the shadows?
I'm Fandango.
Everything does. Yes. I know who you are, Clem Fandango.
Yes.
Host of London. One of
So good.
I was actually listening to a Matt Berry album, one of his folk albums. Did you ever listen to this, Bob?
No, what? That's amazing.
He has 5 or 6 sort of like psychedelic folk albums that he's made. Like he's a great musician. All right. Oh, Bob, I don't know how we haven't crossed the streams on this. Just pulling the title of the show, make it all make sense. Bob and I overlap on a million things, and I'm surprised I've introduced that.
More.
I will find some. Yes, look for it. His music's out there. It's great. It is so good.
I always get the songs from Toast of London stuck in my head.
London, like he wrote all those, and those are like just pieces of the awesome melodies he writes.
Yes.
It's like psychedelic folk is what he does, and it's incredible. Yeah.
Well, I know what I'm doing when we're done here.
Bob's like, all right, Bob's like, all right, guys, I'm out. See ya.
Just see the dust cloud as he runs.
Bob and I a lot of like bizarre overlap of movies that we've seen that other people don't quite appreciate as much, like Gentlemen Broncos or Enjoy Love Forever of Thrashing. Like there's just key movies and stuff out there that just click. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know either one of those. I'll check them out.
Oh, man, both.
Oh.
I think for me, the one movie, and it's so random, but for me, the one movie that I like connect with somebody immediately if they appreciate the movie The Cable Guy.
Oh, hell yeah. I love that.
Because that is one of those movies where people are either like, that movie is amazing, or they're like, I absolutely hated that movie.
I love that one.
It's quite the divisive. Yep.
I love that movie. It's so dark, and Ben Stiller directing it, you can tell that he was the one that directed it. You know?
Yep.
So good.
Like, really good one. Anytime I'm running anywhere, I'm still tempted to run like him running down that hallway. It's like,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I still do that, like when I'm like messing with somebody and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. See ya. Stomping like.
So
good one. Kyle Gass randomly makes an appearance at the end of that movie.
Yep, that's right.
For joining.
More jarring than seeing Tenacious D in Biodome, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. trying to think. There was another movie that he randomly popped up in too. But yeah, I don't know.
He's an elf, which is bizarre.
Oh yes.
Elf, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the people who pitches the books. Him and from Conan. As I blank on his name, and I'm horrible.
Andy Richter.
Yeah, Richter and him are the two people pitching books.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the best.
Well, and then you got Dinklage, Peter
Dinklage, yeah.
Which I didn't realize forever that was him until I rewatched that movie a couple of years ago, and I was just like, no way.
Yeah.
What did he say? Call me an elf one
Call me
more
an elf one more time.
He's like, you're an angry elf.
You're an angry little elf, aren't you?
And Amy Sedaris is in that too, she's awesome. I love Amy Sedaris.
Amazing.
She's great. Yep. I mean, David Sedaris is wonderful in himself, but Amy Sedaris has that weird, even more bizarre, like Strangers with Candy. Did you ever watch that?
I love that show so much.
Yeah.
Did you see where they took the elf and they made a thriller preview out of it?
Yes.
No.
They made Will Ferrell's character look like a stalker, like some crazy person that's stalking their family.
Nice.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like a fake trailer kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a fake trailer, and it makes it look like a thriller.
Dude, that's awesome. Still one of the best is The Shining, where it's like the most upbeat family story. And they're playing like Peter Gabriel's Salisbury Hill at the end of it. Like,
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's like one of the first ones that kicked out for like mock trailers. It's like The Shining. It's a family stuck together in a home. I'm going to be your dad. Like, it is hilarious. And the fact that you use Salisbury Hill at the end is just perfect. I'm going to find that link and send it to you. It's brilliant.
I gotta say, I'm kind of traumatized, like now having a child, and you know how weird it is when I want to take his medicine.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh!
Not like that!
Not like that! Not like that!
I just happen to be holding a croquet mallet every time I say it.
And it's weird, you know. He goes, "I'm going to check the boiler all the time." It's
These things just have to be done, though. I mean,
right.
It's just part of
I guess we've all actually read the book. So imagine that.
Matt, stay out of room 217.
Yeah.
Matt, Jack Black was in Neverending Story 3, not 2.
3, yes.
He was the bad guy. He was like one of
He was also Airborne. He was one of the people who did
The Nasty Boys.
Yeah, the Nasty Boys.
The rollerbladers. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, so while we're on movies, question for all of you guys: what is your favorite comic turned movie or TV show?
Comic what movie?
What is your favorite comic turned movie? So movie adaptation of a comic or TV show of a comic.
Oh, Daredevil, Netflix.
Daredevil. I still gotta watch.
I'm a fan, and that was done so well.
Yeah.
That the Daredevil series on Netflix was just amazing, right up through. That was just solid. Okay, there we go. Poof. There it is. Done.
No, I've heard that from a lot of people that they love that, and I hate it. I hate admitting it, man. I'm one of those people. I never have time to watch a new show. Every time I sit down to watch it, I'm like, wait, I have to pay attention to this. I'm throwing on that.
Yeah, that's me.
Show.
That's why I've only seen one season of Stranger Things. I need to pay attention to this stuff. I can't watch them walk because I love my family so much, and like that's my dedication, like my time. Like I love my job, I love my family. Like I love making work with my friends, but like at nighttime, I'm fortunate enough to walk my 3.5-year-old to sleep most nights still because he'll let me. So like every night, like if I got here a bit later, like I walk him to sleep and I'll have like a show on or something. And I can watch like 15 minutes increments is all I ever watch of anything. So I'll never watch any like deep series that's intense because I'm not gonna have time to really pay attention because I'm with my son. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Whereas like my 8-year-old's like playing Pokemon Go right now, who's addicted to it. We finally introduced that to the family to get him outside. Because schooling still goes on for like another month, but we're teaching at home.
Mm-hmm.
So we broke down. We're like, all right, Elliot, you love Pokemon. I'm going to tell you about something you've not known about this whole time. Welcome to Pokemon Go. He's like,
oh man.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, earlier, my wife, who's amazing, like took him out to go to some Pokestops. Because if you do like a 2-mile walk, there's like 3 different Pokestops out here.
Oh no.
In Thompson, and yeah, so he's like, "This is great," and we're stalking. Yeah,
Nice.
Dude,
You know how many times I almost got ran over by people walking down the street when that first exploded? Just dodging people.
I remember going to pick pizza at lunchtime to grab something like, in the parking lot. I'm like, I just want to get a nice pie from there. And just seeing like a swarm of people head down, raid or something. I'm like, it's a beautiful day outside. You got the gorgeous park, there's awesome food. I mean, there's tacos and everything. Well, now I love it because he loves going outside and really enjoys it, and it's motivation to break up the day too, because it's hard homeschooling.
I played the only kind of game like that I played, and I actually forgot about until just now. There was a zombie horde game that was like with your GPS. You know what I'm talking about? Where you straight up are driving, and this is so unsafe, but you're driving, and like on your GPS, it just pops up like a random horde, and you're like, oh, I got to turn this way. And so then you just take a random left, and then you're just driving to try to avoid this horde.
This doesn't seem right.
Yeah, right.
And you have to actually register a firearm to play. Like, it seemed like a little too much.
Sounds like I played a lot of 5, and I saw a real nice car yesterday, and I gotta admit, part of me was like, I'm gonna steal that car.
I'm gonna go pull them out of the driver's seat.
Yeah, right. Totally fine. It was a video game. I blacked out.
Yeah,
I just went off rambling, so I apologize because I tend to do that. But Mike and Bob, movies, favorite comic stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'll bring it back in.
hard to pick. There's a lot of good ones. I'd still I go with my default, V for Vendetta.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. I thought you were going to go Ghost World on me, but that's cool.
Scott Pilgrim.
American Splendor.
Oh man, yeah. Now I'm trying to think
Road to Perdition.
Blade.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Oh my God, it disappeared.
We killed Ryan.
It's alright because like, when actual Ryan disappears, we still get the Ryan.
Still face, but yeah,
we still just
back there.
You always have to have a backup. So this is what I have.
Oh yeah.
It's my backup.
Like, that's smart.
You know, if you look to your right, you could have like a staring contest with yourself.
He's just gonna kiss him.
Yeah. Just lean in.
Are we really doing this right now?
Oh, here we go.
What are we doing?
What is this? What does this mean? All right, Mike, what do you got? Favorite comic, movie, or show?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Batman Returns because no one's gonna beat Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, you're right there.
I've got the soundtrack back here. It's so good. Yeah, that movie.
DeVito is always gonna be the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
That's true.
that scene where he bit the guy's nose like traumatized me. As a
Could be
kid.
worse. My nose could be bleeding. What?
Yeah. And then why was it like black blood?
I know. Paul, the
Because it
dad.
was Tim Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton. That's all you need to know.
Hey, is it true that Pee Wee Herman played the dad in that movie? Like you only see like his shadow, don't you?
No, Pee Wee Herman plays the dad in Gotham.
Yeah.
Right, but I could have sworn somebody told me that there was like an Easter egg that he was the dad in Batman Returns, but you only see like his shadow.
You see all of him.
Never heard that. That's crazy.
You see him completely. Like, it's obviously Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
I have to watch it again, but yeah, I remember because that was like I was watching Gotham, but I don't want to go off on a thing, but Gotham, holy crap, what a terrible show that turned into.
Never watched that.
Lord.
Yeah, I stopped a couple seasons in, I think.
Yeah, at first I was like, I really enjoy this. Like,
I
I
wanted
like where they're
to.
going with the stories. But yeah, then it just took a nosedive, and I was like, what the hell happened to this? Like,
Yeah, all kinds of
I made
weird.
it to season 4, and I had to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the
That
Joker
sounds
stuff
about
kind of
right,
threw
yeah.
me.
Well, what got me, and I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but it would just piss you off anyways if you watch the
Wait,
show.
Batman.
But like every single time somebody died, you were like, Oh, they're coming right back to life. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody died in that show ever.
Yeah.
It's like comics.
Right? It's like
You seem surprised by this.
Well, it's also
like,
hard.
Yeah, it was very comic booky.
Well,
No.
prequel stuff is kind of hard to watch because you can't, you know, like all of us, you can't help but being like, well, obviously none of them die.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So like
It was
every
a good
time
show
they get
until they
a
brought
Conjurer
Batman
you're
in.
just like, well, how
Yeah.
are they going to get out of it? Because obviously they're not going to die.
Yeah. Spoiler: the planet explodes. Sorry, guys. Pennyworth, he becomes a butler. Spoilers again.
Oh man.
damn.
I like that.
I'll tell you what I
uh,
just watched for the first time is the Ninja Turtles versus Batman movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Didn't-
It was actually really good. I got it for my son, but then I realized that it's a lot darker than I realized.
Yeah, it's definitely not kid friendly.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
DC,
dark.
DC definitely kills it with their animation. They suck when it
Yeah.
comes to live action, but their animation is
true.
amazing.
Although I did
Yeah.
recently watch Hush, Killing Joke, and Gotham by Gaslight, and I did
I
not
like
like
the
any of them.
spin
They
on Hush.
rewrote all
Yeah,
of them.
I didn't like the spin on Hush. Hush is one of my favorite Batman arcs, man, and they killed it.
It was horrible. Like
Yeah,
they're like,
I will-
oh, here's
I
a
will give
story
you
we
that.
could use. Let's not use it. It was like seriously like that in the Killing Joke. Like the first half of the Killing Joke is another whole story where
Yeah.
Batman and Batgirl hook up literally.
Yeah,
They're
that
like-
was not. Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like the animation is their strong point, but adapting their comics to animation, stop. Just go back to doing Justice League Unlimited. I'm pumped. You know what? Batman
Right.
Brave and the Bold with my son. That's the best. Like show me some Jack Kirby like Batman with Etrigan and stuff. I'm done. Like this is the best. Like I'm having a good time with that.
Yeah. I oddly appreciated in this new version, the Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that it had that original Batman animation from the original like cartoon series.
Yeah.
the
Paul
And
Dini
even,
style.
like, even like when they talked, you know, like their mouths don't match up like all the time, you know. And I feel like that was part on purpose, just because that was like that old school kind of style from our Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I thought it was really good. Yeah, anybody that hasn't watched it.
All right, I'll check it out. I've held up.
Yeah.
I did enjoy a Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. That was hilarious. That was some funny stuff, dude. Like your kids, like Elliot's like just turning 8 next week, and Teen Titans Go to the movies and Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go are like the funniest movies I've seen in a long time. Like laughing out loud on that stuff. Hilarious writing.
I dig all that. It blew my mind when I found out King Ezekiel was the voice of Cyborg.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I like at first I was like, no way, and then I'm like, listen, I'm like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, it is.
That's
That's
it.
the.
Yep.
All right, what do we got
So
here?
we got,
What do we got?
Matt said Mystery Man was his favorite.
Oh.
Chandler,
I love Mystery Man.
I'm the shoveler. I shovel well.
Another one with
Shovel
Pee Wee
well.
Herman.
Yeah. It's
Chandler
got Dane
said-
Cook, so how could you not love it?
Chandler said, I tried Gotham. Freeze was horrible in it. Yeah, Freeze was
Yeah.
bad. Bob Raymond's here. Hey, Bob, how's it going, buddy? Miss you.
Hey, Bob.
Up.
Oh,
What's your movie, Bob? Name it.
Yeah, Bob. What? Bob Raymond.
All right, Jabron's on here. What's your movie?
Oh, yeah,
Jabron.
Jabron.
His
What
favorite
you
movie,
got?
Batman versus Superman: The Rise of Justice or Dawn of Justice. First time I hung out with Jabron was at one of the BCTCs. We were at the hotel across the street from the Cross Center. What's it? Timber is the restaurant there.
Oh, yeah, Timber, yep.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, we're at the bar there talking that, and that had come out like a month before or something. And yeah, so I remember talking to him about Batman v Superman, and I'm like, ooh, that's a rough one. That's
Yeah.
rough. Huh?
Wait, you have a mom too? Oh, we should stop fighting.
Moms, no, moms.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, they both have moms.
Oh, damn. Mother's Day is coming up, though, so this is a perfect time to.
It's timing.
let that one out there.
That's probably the best Mother's Day gift.
Martha.
Sunday, everybody.
Alive.
Just a reminder, anybody out there, Mother's Day is Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey, while you're talking about The Walking Dead, Jay, another one that got me,
It was like 10 minutes ago.
Well, we were all talking. Cut people off.
No, you're good.
That one.
You're good. What were you saying?
So,
Speaking of Doonesbury,
Tom Payne, who plays Jesus, is also a character in a show that Chelsea likes called Prodigal Son. And I'm sitting there like watching this with her. I was like, that guy looks so familiar. Like, where do I know him from? Like, I've seen him before, but he's like short hair, like all clean shaven. And I think like 6 episodes in, I was finally like, oh shit, that's Jesus from Walking Dead.
He's a handsome man, dude. Those
He
eyes.
is.
He's got like blue eyes.
striking.
Woo!
It was like seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan in Supernatural.
I know, right?
I was like, wait a minute.
Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy, bro. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Bob Raymond either, but preferably a movie, comic turned into a movie. Chandler says TMNT count for comic into movie.
I'd say
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not, right?
I love that movie.
Yeah. Jim Henson.
Right?
Yeah.
It was definitely a comic first.
Jim Henson was not
Good
pumped
point.
on those movies.
I think I'm
Like,
changing my answer.
Yeah.
He didn't realize what he was getting into.
No.
He was like, "Wait, what are you guys doing? This? I thought this was a kids' movie. Like,
Turns out. Ooh.
give me back my costumes." Not
Right.
the newer one. Oh, not the time traveling samurai one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's actually my favorite one.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Time.
I love campy. Turtles are campy to me. I love the campiness of the third one.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
I didn't grow up on the comic book. I grew up on the cartoon. So in my opinion, the third one was the closest to the cartoon because it was so
That's-
outlandish.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
You
when
know,
that came out, I was probably like 10.
Well,
the
I
third
hate
one was
to get
always my
stuck
favorite.
up on stupid like specifics, but what killed it for me on that movie, honestly, was Splinter. He looked like one of those mystery time teller machines you drop 50 cents in, and we're like,
Hello.
Fortune for a quarter? I love quarters.
Feed me another quarter.
Ryan, so you were talking about Jack Kirby. What are some of your and Bob's inspirations, or that got you creators that got you into wanting to become artists?
Top ones for me. Growing up, it'd definitely be Mike Mignola, like number one. Like that dude just kills it. He's been doing like a sketch a day. I don't know if anyone follows him on like Instagram. He's doing like serial characters, like cartoon characters, and they've been phenomenal. Like he did the monsters from Cereal Box, like Frankenberry, Count Chocula and stuff. And they've been like he did the SpongeBob SquarePants. So definitely him and Matt Wagner is a huge influence off of things as well. Grendel and everything else he does, just that really clean style is something I studied when I was younger. What you, Bob?
I mean, classic. I grew up on classic X-Men, so like I started just trying to.
What's
to mimic
classic
as
X?
much
Like
of that as possible.
the book Classic X-Men?
Oh, just the any old X-Men comics.
No, there was like a series called Classic X-Men,
Yeah,
X-Men Classic, which reprinted X-Men. So I was curious if you read that. Just because Mignola did the covers, that's why I know.
it's probably like early '90s X-Men runs, like, and Jonah Vasquez definitely.
Yep.
Rob Guillory.
Yep.
And
Your
definitely.
hatred of Jimma Food.
Jimmy Food's alright, but I like Ralph Steadman better.
Yeah, I hear you.
Although he wasn't really like a graphic novelist, but definitely like that guy's style a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. What I'm curious about is what I love is who is your Batman artist? Because everyone has an artist they think
My
when they think of
Batman
Batman.
artist?
Yeah.
Hmm.
When you think of Batman, because in the era I grew up, there were two artists that drew Batman all the time. So it's Norm Brayfogle and Jim Aparo. And Norm Brayfogle, his like crazy dynamic style, like that's my Batman. When I think of that, it's like late 80s to early 90s is when he was doing stuff. He ended up moving on to like Archie comics after a while. And Jim Aparo did like Brave and the Bold, and then Batman proper for a long time. So those two are huge. But I really love the Brayfogle. But it's always curious. Like everyone has a one they kind of cling to. So I was curious on what everyone here has. Everyone kind of has kind of a spot.
Yeah, me personally, I never really got a lot of Batman growing up. I mean, I liked it peripherally.
Yeah.
I didn't really start paying attention to a lot of the art of it until later. But that being said, honestly, Sean Murphy's Batman art has been sticking out to me a lot.
You suck.
It's crazy.
I'm so bad with names.
I'm kidding. I love Chris McCullough.
And Bob, for
I'm so bad with names.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, Mike, for you as a comic collector, who are some of? Do you have any certain artists that you specifically get books because that person's doing the artwork, or?
Maybe not so much artist. I was more of a writer, I guess, depending on who was telling the story. Like Jeff Johns, like his Green Lantern run or his Teen Titans run are probably my two favorite runs.
Nice.
Unless you count Bob Raymond, because Bob Raymond's my go-to guy when I want my art done.
There you go. That's a good answer.
I love Bob Raymond. He always hooks me up.
I've gotten a couple commissions from Bob. I love Bob's work. I love all you guys' art.
Yeah.
So I've got a piece of Ryan's October Ghost print. I've got that hanging up in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And then if I can get it, I'm probably gonna go off camera for a second. But no. I had Bob. Well, Bob was at the so October. You were doing the 30 days of dogs as different. Characters.
Yeah.
And I had commissioned Bob to do this for me.
Nice.
My dog Loki.
Nice.
As Loki.
That is awesome.
So
That's
I've
great.
got that hung up over here in the office.
Oh,
My
yeah.
little home office. I've got what else? I've got the Mortimer and Sean
Nice.
French back when they I think it was like the very first Bangor Fest,
Mhm.
and he did the Stephen King tribute. So
I remember
all-
that.
Such a good piece.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first Halloween one we did because
Yeah,
Jay had a table there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay had a sick wood burning table that was just giddy on all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Salem's Lot one. I'm like, oh man, I want that. Someone else picked it up, but it
Dude.
was so good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And then,
No, That was a good time. It was the first time we hung out too. Was that Bangor? Was that halfway Halloween show? You and I sat there one night doing like memes for about a half an hour. Just coming up with this random stuff.
The Austin
St. John one.
Exactly. You and I were like, we both like, let's find a meme app, and you and I were like, literally a half hour together, going back and forth, coming up with like the best. Whatever. Hey girl, what up, boo?
Yeah, we definitely bonded on that. And I remember everybody just being like, "This is funny, but."
Shut up.
Exactly.
Like, this goes no. This stays between us.
Yeah, we couldn't stop.
Right.
Get on your generation, girl. Get on your generation, Jay.
Oh man. And I think
Good
the
memories, man.
the last piece I've got, and I think it's actually the photo we used of for Ryan, is I've got one of Basil's.
Basil, yep.
Yeah, one of his prints, and got it signed. It looks like chicken scratch, but still got it regardless.
Hey, that's cool. No, that photo was awesome because that morning in the hotel, I just went downstairs to grab breakfast, and like the whole cast of Christine was off to one side, and I was kind of chatting with them, and then I look over, I'm like, oh my God, that's Basil Gogos, like sitting there grabbing a coffee, and his wife was there, and she saw me like staring him down, going like, this dude is cool, and she was cool. She's like, do you want to come over and sit with us? And I'm like, yes, please. I mean, like, this guy's like a legend. I mean, I grew up like, I'm very much a monster kid growing up, like Universal Monsters up through like that's my wheelhouse, you know. So to sit there with a person who did all these phenomenal paintings that just resonate in my brain forever, and to hear him talk about how he used to do pulp illustration in novels, for almost like The Shadow and stuff, before he got into that, having that conversation with him, like just blew my mind. I was just so honored to be there and to talk to him outside of like the show and just sit there and have a cup of coffee with him. And when he passed, with the next year, did he pass away? Like, it wasn't too long after
much later after, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just extremely fortunate, thanks to this show, to be able to sit down and have that experience that I never could have imagined having. Just talking to Basil, who's, again, wonderful person, one of the most sincere, nice people in the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely, like, I like the classic horror, artwork. I really like, so Basil.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I like what you're doing with October Ghost. I love, the stuff Schmelke's putting out. So to be able to, hang out with Basil, I was basically like, I don't want to say like caretaker, but it was very much like helping, at that stage, helping him get around throughout the weekend. And then, and at the end of it, they were packing up stuff, and I think Jimmy Decker was his agent for it. Had set the print that I have signed aside, but then I was helping his wife pack up stuff, and we had ship it all. We shipped it all down to them back to my house in New York, and as they were packing up, she has it's like one of 100 prints that they had done that was like originally signed by him, and then he signed it again. And I was like, oh, hey, you forgot to put this away, like. And she's like, oh, did I? I'm so sorry. I was like, well, you don't have to say sorry to me. Like, she's like, oh, well, I guess that was a mistake. Somebody's just going to have to take it, aren't they? And like slid it in front of me. And I was like,
they were such kind people.
Yeah,
definitely.
They were amazing.
You heading to bed, buddy? Is she upstairs?
No.
Interesting. I'll be right back. All right, I'm going to pause for a second. You guys carry on there. I'm just helping my little kiddo get ready to hit bed.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll just hang out with standby Ryan.
Right, yeah. We still have the other Ryan. It's like he's here.
He's much quieter than I am. You'll enjoy his presence.
Hey, Mike, you've kind of been on the little bit of the back burner here, so I got a question here for you. Hold on, there we go. So we've kind of shared many moments, be it BCTC, Halfway Con, Bangor Fest, where we've all had many memorable moments. But I think one of the ones that sticks out most to me is it year 2 or 3?
I think it was year 3.
Year 3, during in the middle of the convention, you proposed to your fiance.
I did.
Yeah. So
Sure did.
You did, yeah. So kind of tell us how that all kind of came into play, and all that went into it.
I've been thinking about it for a while. Obviously, it's not something you just do. But I wanted to do something cool, something big, something memorable, and I just had this idea that I have Bob do a lot of cover art for us. He does a lot of my blank covers, Bob Raymond. So I went up to him. I think it was Friday after I talked to him a little bit. Let him know what was going on. I went up to him and asked him to draw me a special cover. The cover was of Nightwing proposing to Batgirl. And that's kind of what I used. So when he was finished, I took the cover, and Amanda was there. We were at our booth right in front of it. I handed her the cover, and as she flipped it to look at it, I was then on one knee with the ring behind the cover. Aww. And that's kind of how we did it.
That's awesome.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I remember that. It caught me off guard. I had no idea that was going on. And next thing I know, like, people were clapping and congratulating you, and I was just like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I remember probably was like day of or a little while before. It was like, hey, this is what I'm doing today. If you can help in any way. And so I was just like sitting there, like, kind of. You
guys and Chris was very helpful.
Yeah, like trying to just like counting down the time, like, all right, let me know when we're good to go. Let me know let me know. We'll make this happen. So it was one of my favorite moments, memories to have from the con.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally missed that one, so I hope it was awesome, and I definitely agree.
Okay, Mr. President.
You should inject whatever Will said into your veins directly or
exactly.
Ryan was actually the first to say it.
So Ryan, we were just talking about some of our favorite BCTC memories, and I brought up with Mike how year 3 he proposed to his fiance. Had a cover art done by Bob Raymond. So we're just kind of sharing that memory and talking a little bit about that.
Nice.
But while we're also on the subject of memories at the convention, what are some of your guys' favorite memories? Or I know Ryan, you just talked about your experience with Basil, but what other experiences for you guys have kind of been standout moments or things you guys really enjoyed?
Camaraderie. I mean, for me, it's the hotel after the fact, after the show.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's watching Society with doing like a Joe Bob Briggs episode in the
like 3 times in a row.
3 times in a row watching Society, and just having drinks and hanging with friends and going out and about, and it's interacting with, like you said, the family, like with all of us. It's a big family event out there, and that's what I love about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. It's become one of my favorite things too, because really it's all I know about the Bangor Comic and Toy Con. Like I said, the first year I went as a patron, but I knew Will, I had gotten to meet Chris, I was like meeting you guys, but like every year, I'm not going to Bangor Comic and Toy Con to walk around and like buy stuff. I mean, no offense to anybody, but like we're running and everything, and I'm talking to you guys, and so it's like we're all hanging out and doing our thing while this convention is going on. It feels
exactly.
Like.
It's around us as we're enjoying the company of others.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's kind of like, it's almost like the same as when you're at a restaurant. When you're the one working at the restaurant, you're just kind of wondering, like, man, all these people, like, we're all bitching about this and bitching about that. Nobody even notices. And then when you're sitting there as a patron, you see that group over there. You don't know what they're talking about, but you know what they're talking about. And it was kind of like the same with us at like the convention. Like all the guests and stuff were there having a great time, meeting people, talking, and we're all just kind of like, goofing around with each other, like while it's going on.
Yeah, it's trying to keep things running. I mean, that's what's nice with like our crew interacting with you guys who are running the show. Like, you guys have always been amazingly helpful. Anything we've ever needed to tackle or handle with anything, you guys have been out there to help. And I feel like we try to do the same for you. Like, as things are going along, we're like, can we help in any way? Like, that's what makes this a really good show, is that we want this to succeed with you, not just for us, but together.
Yeah. And I wonder if that's kind of where it takes a shift. It's almost like the same as when somebody gets, jaded being like a rock star. They're like, I would never change. And then like next thing you know, they're not talking to you or hanging out. And it feels like, is that where the difference is between conventions? Because we hear it all the time. Like, because ours is a smaller one, that's why we still are able to give people that attention and everything? Because we have agents and guests tell us all the time that they're like, dude, at these other conventions we go to, like, nobody gives a shit about you. And I'm not like anybody watching, I'm not categorizing anybody, but I hear that a lot, that it's like so much is going on that you don't get that kind of interaction with the owners like you can get at ours.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose that. So I wonder, is that like a capacity thing? Is that where people kind of lose that, is when it just becomes so big?
I think so. Like, when you're trying to cater to too many, you're not staying focused, you're gonna break apart. You spread too thin.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I definitely try not to. I mean, what Will and I are trying to work up to is we bring up Mike Broder and Al at GalaxyCon a lot, just because they took us under their wing and they've really helped us out a lot. And really, by helping us out, they've helped all of us out, because by them giving us the connections or the help, it helped us run our event smoother. And one of the things about it that I can't wait to get to, and I just wonder, is we're running an event that only, like we said, we a little over 6,000 is the most people. And then and we're running around like crazy, just like, you need help, you need help, you need help. Oh my God. And then like Will tells me that he goes down to GalaxyCon that's got 3 floors, completely packed, thousands more people than we ever have.
Yeah,
and you were able to be like,
where's Mike? And he was able to actually like come out and like you could find him. He was not running around all stressed and making sure that this was happening or that's happening. And I was just like, how are you not running around just being like, are you doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things that'll come in time. Like, as we kind of said on the last episode with, the meet the staff one we did, is we've had a lot of people, just as we've had vendors and artists that have been there since year one. So there's a lot of people we do have trust in. And we know, like, there's things we don't have to worry about, so we can have that taken off of our plate. But as this grows, there's always new volunteers that come in, and it's just trying to like, hey, are these guys doing what they're supposed to do? And I think kind of like this year where we've kind of rolled out the whole like, chain of command. Before, like last year, me and you we were running around like crazy because we're having like everyone's just coming to us. But it's like, you've got Rudder and Adam for floor managers. You've got somebody handling this. You've got somebody for panel room. You've got somebody for up front. But it's like everyone's just like, oh, well, who cares about following the chain of command? I'm just going to, I know Will and Jay, so I'm just going to go to them. Look at that, like somebody, without mentioning names, there was a kid that had a birthday. And Jay's in the middle of trying to handle something, and he's getting called over the walkie because someone's like, oh, hey, it's some kid, it's this little kid's birthday, and I told him you do a shout-out saying happy birthday to him. And it's like, okay, yeah, because, like, nothing against it. That's great. We love being able to do those things, but when we also have 10 other things going on, like, there's a priority, to how to have this stuff done.
Jerry, I apologize for that, but it was Bob's birthday, and I'm so happy for him. I couldn't help it. This kid was smiling ear to ear.
Bob was smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was one of those tough situations, too, where you're like, well, of course I want to wish this kid a happy birthday, but is that really what I need to be doing right now?
Yeah. Well, that's the hard part. I mean, again, seeing kind of behind the scenes what you guys do to run a show, I would never want to run a show. We've talked about it kind of like with our crew of like, wouldn't it be fun to put on like a small show in Portland, but we talked of like, let's get like Empire there and like get like just a straight artist show where it's like one night we rent the space, we just sell beer and our art. That's it. That's all. I couldn't imagine doing a multi-night show, trying to book guests, working through agents, keeping everyone happy, everyone tied to schedules to be in the right room at the right.
Madness.
I envy you that journey because I would not want to do it myself.
I think
it's a hard task.
I think the hardest part for me has been flights. Like, the working with the agent thing has become like pretty simple. And I think this year, like moving to the arena, trying to get like an actual like working with the event manager we had, the issues we had with that, trying to get a floor plan. But I mean, like flights, like those are a bitch.
Oh
like, you send something over and they have to approve it, and then 2 days later they approve it, and then that flight's gone, and you're like, you're like, hey, we're a month out, we need to book your flight. And I'm like, I'm trying, like you got to work with me here, like don't leave me sitting here on the hook for 2 days, and then you'll have some that are like they'll agree to the flight, and they'll be like, oh, we need to change this and do that. It's fun.
And just shuttling people back and forth to flights alone. I mean, I remember so many times Jay's like, I'm going to do this, but I got to bring 3 people to the airport and pick another one up, drop them off at the hotel, then bring these other people to another hotel and get these people from back in time so I can then announce and introduce a state event.
Yeah. Last year specifically, there was so Joey on his own wanted to go and get food, and it was towards the end.
Joe Schmalke.
Okay. No, yeah, Joey
Schmalke.
Joey
Schmalke.
Joey Schmalke.
And he's now not going to do our show. He's like, I was sitting there giving Ryan all these compliments, and now those assholes are making fun of me. Calling me Joey.
Because I love him.
But yeah, so like I bring him over there with a group of people, sit them down, they order their food, And then I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta go pick up the other guys. So then I go and pick up Sid and Eric and Cooper and his wife, and they want to go somewhere to eat. But then next thing I know, I'm dropping them off at Applebee's with Will and all them. And so then they're sitting down to eat, and Eric and them are like, sit down and have a drink. I was like, no, I got to go back and pick up Joey at Gagan's, drive him to the hotel. And then I drove him all the way back, and then I met back up with them just to drive him back to the hotel.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I would say you and Nick, who we had on last episode, Renfro. I mean, could not do this, without him. Like, the guy, like, logistically is just on point from Thursday morning when flights start coming in to, Monday afternoon, Monday late evening. Just
Wednesday.
Wednesday, like here's the schedule. Like, say, I send him a sheet like this flight. This is the time coming in. This is the flight info. And, like, he just takes care of all of it. And he'll call, like, yeah, this is all set. I'm going to go here. I'll be back to bring this person here. Or, Kimmy and Harry wanted to go downtown to look at records, so I'm going to run them down there real quick. Then I'll go up and grab this flight. Like, just it's a lot. And, we're lucky that we have a lot of awesome people who, love this.
Yeah, you have a great support team,
Yeah, love this as much as we do. And, it's awesome.
Well, that's why I think that we're going to do well with the reschedule as long as everything goes to plan. I think that there's enough people that obviously love this and want to do it and are looking for something like to get out of the house, because who the frig knows what's going to be happening by then. But
we really don't know.
Now, we're looking good. But I got to say, there's like certain times people say something and it just sticks in your head. And I got to say, I don't know who it was, but when we announced the reschedule, there was one girl on there that basically said, why are you even rescheduling it and getting our hopes up? Why don't you just cancel? Because you know that you guys are going to cancel. And now that's all that's in my head is that, like, great. So if some reason it does get canceled, I'm just going to think of that one person that made that damn comment.
And then you write back and you say, Dylan Andrews, look what you did to me. You jinxed us all.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going to get caught up on some comments again. So Bob said, favorite comic turned movie, Debbie Does Dallas.
I thought it was reverse, or I thought it became a comic afterwards.
No, he's just joking. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That is a
great movie. That was great.
Great movie.
That was good stuff. Yeah.
Justin Soderbergh, hey guys.
Never heard of Hey Friends, the movie.
All right. Bob said Greg Capullo was his favorite.
Greg Capullo, yep.
Greg Capullo, yeah, I love Batman.
Batman artist. Adam says, hey everyone. Chandler said his favorite was, I gotta say, being a staff member and helping was my favorite.
Nice.
Dave Rollins is here. Dave from Winter House. How's it going, buddy? Thank you for joining in.
WJ in the house. What's up, WJ? I didn't just make that up.
You did. No, it was great. It was awesome.
Some cool slang.
You almost went W dog. You're like, that doesn't work. WJ.
W dog. Dr. W. Dre.
Wood dog. No. WDMC.
I was gonna try more. I'm giving up. Oh, Ryan Wing is here.
Ryan Wing is here. Nice.
I decided to join in and see if you're actually paying attention. You guys are.
Conversation, Ryan.
Ryan, I got one for you.
What you got?
All right. So, you have a very special nickname that was given to you at BCTC.
Which one? I have a few of them.
You got a few of them. Well, the one I'm thinking is Crying Ryan Wing.
What? Crying Ryan? I can't say it right. Ryan Wing?
Yeah.
That was classic. That even got Larry Hama laughing at that show.
Which is not an easy thing to do.
That was a rough show.
It was Larry.
Yeah. I chat Larry on Facebook every night. Like he is a good guy. Like I love Larry. Like I grew up with guy Joe and stuff, and like he is cool, but he was just kind of not feeling that show that weekend. Just a fact. I got a sketch from him. I got my Snake Eyes No, Storm Shadow. I got Joe got Snake Eyes. I asked Storm Shadow. So I've got that sketch from him. But me being such a family person, by like 1 o'clock on a Sunday, I've got to break down and head home. Like, no, things go a bit longer. So I'm like, no, I'm done. I pack up, I go, and I always say goodbye to everyone. I'm not like a rude. I love to ghost. You can ask Bob. That's like one of my best skills, just disappearing on people.
The Irish goodbye.
The Irish goodbye, brother. You know.
The October ghost.
That's how I October ghost it, like you wouldn't believe. Just drop it. So as I packed up and I leave as per usual early, I think it was Ben, I'm pretty sure, wrote up the song. Ben Bishop wrote going like, no one would buy my crap. Signed Brian Ryan Wing. And stuck it on my table. I think they picked that up from someone from New York. Like him and Joe picked that up from someone in New York who put on their table like, no one's buying my crap. While the guy was like, sitting there. What's even better about this story is that this is like an ongoing thing. Like I bailed like normal early every time. It's a weekend. I would be home with the family doing stuff. I think last time it happened, like I had a plumbing issue. Like,
you had a plumbing issue.
You were
last
barely
time.
there last year because of that.
Yeah, like it was a rush to get through stuff. But it turns out there was a show. Damn. Bob, do you remember what it was? I'm trying to remember if it was like I remember Jarrett was there for it. This is how it kind of played out, where there was a show in New York or Mass where a person left early and was just gone. And Ben wrote a sign and stuck it on the table saying, no one's buying my crap, crying Ryan Wing.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
But the person who the show like showrunner actually saw it, picked up the sign and like brought it out back. It's like, who the hell is this Ryan Wing? He's never doing our goddamn show again.
Yeah,
and from all our shows. And
you weren't even there.
Yeah, Jarrett, so Jarrett stepped up and was like laughing. He's laughing his head off. He's just like losing it, going, no. Ryan wasn't even here. He's like, what, it doesn't matter. He's banned from all our shows. What happened? He's like, no, this is just a joke that they pulled. So I was almost banned from all shows from this guy being there for this sign. So, which I thought was hilarious. Like, I love it. If I was, that'd be great. I love it.
How dare you?
So it carries on from there. So there's been other fun ones. I know when was it? The first, where was it? Was the first BCTC I think you guys did? I think it was the Halloween show because we were all lined up 2 years ago. I'm losing track of time thanks to the pandemic. But I remember Chris not showing up for the first show you guys did, and I remember putting a sign on the back of Joe Schmalke's back, taped on saying, "Where's Izzy?" Then crossed off the Izzy and wrote Chris. I do my GNR reference for him. You know, you
I'm excited for Izzy. Izzy's got a lot of like cool stuff going on right now.
Oh yeah, dang right. Izzy straddling the Juju Hounds from back in the day when he left the band.
Juju Hounds.
I remember my first conversations with long conversations with Chris. It was the same show. We started hanging out kind of with Jay and actually met you, Will. So that Halloween show. That's like where I connected with everyone, really. Mm-hmm. The first BCTC was cool, but that Halloween show was where I get
with Mark Dodson.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. That was a great one. But I remember somehow making like a weird reference to Chris Gaines, who was Garth Brooks' alias that he put an album out under as an alternative rocker. Yeah. And like Chris picked up on it, and then we just went from there to like Pixies references and talk about how hard it was to submit an approval through the Cross Center to get a floor plan approved by them. And so we're talking about doing like scale models of like building it with like making it so it became more like a haunted horror ride. We're like, but we did a scale version. So instead of having like human corpses hanging there, we had to get fake hamster corpses and slide people through to get people out the door to show we're going to be traffic. And one of those like classic non sequiturs we all love to do, just kind of go off on our tangent on things. And yeah, but I mean that's the first time again. Like I met Will really at that show, met Jay at that show to really know each other, and it's just been tight ever since then. Like when I run into you guys after the fact, it's like seeing like a brother I haven't seen for a long time. You know, we pick up, don't miss a beat. It's been great.
I agree.
I also have to agree.
Spirits.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I also have to say it's still not any more easy to get a floor plan submitted through the garage. So that some things never change.
Yeah, it still requires sacrifice somehow.
I mean, what was it, Jay? I had done a floor plan up like July or August of last year, and I was like, hey, this isn't perfect, but it's at least a starting point, and we sent it out to him, and by January, like this January, so like 6-7 months later, I still had nothing. And I was like, but I sent you like a rough draft like 7 months ago. Like, can't we just build off of this?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got to work on that floor plan from scratch. Hold up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some things never change. We'll see. We shall see.
All right, guys. I got to be kicking it. I got the little one just woke up a bit earlier, and they're all over the place, middle of the night.
That's perfect. I was going to say we're coming up on our 2 hours there, so I was going to say if anybody needed to take off. So Ryan,
that's me. That's what I do. I leave early. I got to keep my pace.
With the friggin' web series.
Peace out.
All right, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining in,
Ryan,
buddy.
thanks for joining us.
Great talking with y'all.
See you, Ryan.
Mike.
Bye, Ryan.
Love you.
Potatoes.
Where do you press off on here? How do I?
All right,
there's Bob.
All right, so now I'm just gonna hide Ryan's cam, and we'll just have Ryan's bubble there for the next 20 minutes.
That's fine. That's fine.
I should have just had him like stay on there with just his, yeah, you can leave, but just leave your backdrop up so we got something.
Yeah, right. We get the same interaction, it'd be fine.
Right? Yeah, we can always end this one short tonight too. So let me just do a few more things. Mike, on a more serious note, I mean we've been having fun with this the whole time, but some people may know or may not know that outside of Hashtag Mikey or Miley in the Comic-Con, you work with adults and kids with disabilities. And right now, with everything else, things are, very... Where did Mike go?
Trippy.
I'm still here. I don't know if you can see me.
I have one screen for my beard.
Hold on.
For my hat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the mic one, so... All right, bear with me.
I can still see you.
Can you?
You guys can still see it, but like it's definitely on. So hey guys,
on this I can see it. Yeah.
So this is gonna be fun. So we're just gonna go delete mic cam for a minute. These are the joys of live video, guys. So if you guys are still watching.
I forget there's a lag on there too. So like what I'm seeing is like 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you guys are going to see is going to be a little bit different. All right, hey Mike, can you flip your camera back the other way? Do you mind?
Flip it? I never moved it.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're fine then.
You want me to try to flip it?
There we go. Yeah, that works.
Does that work better?
Yeah, just for... Hey, there's Mike back.
Yay.
There it is. Tiny little whale up there. Oh, wait.
He'll be there. And then we'll just edit Mike's a little bit more. And we'll cut out Tiny Little Will.
Watch it in real time.
All right.
It's good. We'll just do a tutorial.
All right. And we've got Mikey back.
We're live.
And we're live. So hey guys, that's the fun of trying to edit in OBS. So Dave Rollins, if you're still watching, thank you for teaching me all of that so I could do that on the fly and not have to end the video.
Yay, Dave.
But yeah, so again, so Mike, outside of the con world, you work for Down East Horizons, and you work with adults and kiddos with disabilities. And like we said, with everything else going on, times are definitely trying. But you're doing something really cool to still be able to interact with them. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, where I run the day programs as the manager, I opted not to go into any of our houses until they absolutely needed somebody. So what I've been focusing on, I've been doing a lot of telehealth stuff. So honestly, what we're doing right here is what I spend most of my day doing, between using Facebook Messenger to talk to a lot of my guys that are sitting at home to help break up their day a little bit. I do a lot of big group chats like this through Zoom or Facebook. We use Facebook a lot. As it's a medium that my guys kind of understood without me being able to really help them with it. I do a lot of other phone calls too, just try to break up their day. But I try to make it stupid and fun at the same time. Like today, I did an episode of Fun with Flags, and I talked like from the Big Bang Theory. I totally stole that gimmick, and we did a Harry Potter flag day where I just talked about some Harry Potter flags. I had the whiteboard behind me, the whole gimmick, dressed like Sheldon, doing the whole thing. So that was fun. And I mean, a lot of my calls last maybe 15 minutes, but if it can break up their day, put a smile on their face, mentally get them to understand that this is still going to be okay at the end, but at the same time know that we're still there no matter what. And just trying to help out as much as we can. It's hard because, like I said, I got to do it like this. I don't get to really interact with a lot of them on the levels that we used to. So it's been trying, but it's still working, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I mean, I've saw Bobby's post and your post, and I've seen one where I think there's one where you've just got like almost 8, maybe 10 hats just like piled on your head.
Yeah. I did caps for sale. I found a bunch of random hats and put them on my head. I read the book to them. Like, I've been doing all kinds of random stuff.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, Bob. So for you right now, are you doing commissions or anything for people?
Yeah. I always kind of keep an open commission list. I think at this point, a lot of people kind of like expect that sometimes, the piece will take a little while. Almost always, they'll be like right up front, this could take a little while. If you need it right now or like pretty urgently, definitely specify.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, right now I'm just trying to stay sane. So I'm just trying to focus on the Good Paws project and getting outside as often as possible. Trying to definitely avoid people, but still be able to go outside.
Absolutely, yeah. So you say talking about the Good Paws. So that's something you're working on. You've got what else do you have in the works right now?
I mean, honestly, like that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. Because again, I'm trying to get the Kickstarter up for June. So this is my first time like organizing a project like that. So it's a lot of learning experience. I'm not very tech savvy. As Joe Schmalke likes to point out, computers hate me. And so it's one of those things that like just all of the technical and bureaucratic aspects of setting up a campaign like that have been way more difficult than writing the book and illustrating it.
Absolutely. And so if anybody wanted to get a commission or prints, or do you have? I know you've some of Night Has Fallen is out. You said Summer of '74 isn't just yet. But if people did want to get in contact with you, get any artwork, commission you, what is the best way to do so?
Honestly, the easiest way to get in touch with me is through like Facebook Messenger or Instagram. My Instagram is @NerdUpCreations or @GoodBoyPaws. I have a website as well. It's wixsite.nerdupcreations/GoodBoyPaws. But again, like the most easy way to get in touch with me and the most common way people get in touch with me is just through Messenger.
Awesome. And Mike, I guess to try to close this out on a fun note, you're definitely known for, as we talked earlier, some of your hype man skills and your videos for intros for Northeast. It always seems to draw a crowd, be it at the con or At the Market Bazaar, always kind of catching people by surprise with it. What are some of your inspirations as far as that kind of get you into, or that you kind of feed off of for inspiration?
I steal a lot of it from wrestling. A lot of promos, a lot of New Age Outlaws, The Rock, The New Day. I've stolen everything and all of it from them. I use a lot of that as my inspiration. I came up with the look that kind of stemmed from the Netflix show Slobby's World with Slobby Robbie. I kind of stole his look. So when I started wearing all the gold and stuff, that was kind of what it was. But that was ultimately what Hashtag Mikey was when I was wrestling anyways.
Right.
So, which ultimately is me just turned way, way up.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. So I got a favor. For those that are still watching, or who will watch us, why don't you end this by hitting us with one of your famous promos?
Nice.
I've been trying to work on this. The ending I still haven't got it to stick the way I want it, but I'm better going live anyways. All right. Whoa! Facebook, it's your boy, Hashtag Mikey, repping that NAC. You know what we do with the Hashtag Mikey with his Northeast Collectibles. I'm rocking here with my boys from the BCTC. You know this pandemic may have got them down, but it didn't get them out. No. In October, BCTC will be back. We will be bigger and better than ever. You'll see those smiling faces from all those fans. All those celebrities are still going to be in the house, so you know you're going to want to check it out come October. But if that ain't enough, if you still got to see Will's pretty face and that gorgeous bird James got going on, you'll check out right here every week when we don't cross those streams.
Dang! All right.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Awesome. I love it. Got me amped.
See, that's all I got. Now I'm done. I got no more.
He's like, and Mike's like, all right, and now it's time for bed.
I can get that first, and that's about all I got.
That's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
That was awesome.
All right, well, I think me and Jake can kind of take it from here. You guys are good to go. Thank you so much for joining in, Mike, Bob.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Mike, thank you, guys.
Good to see you guys.
Appreciate it,
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Good to see you, Bob.
And anytime you guys want to come back, you're more than welcome to. Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Guys. Have a
Thank
great
you,
night.
guys. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. I guess you. There we go. We're back. Oh, just me. We're back. I gotta move over. There we go. Can they hear us? There we go. Must be good now. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Okay, then we're probably good. It's like lagged on mine, anyways. But yeah. Oh, I can hear you now. All right. Can you hear both of us now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Wait. Summer? Chandler? Where we at? No, Will.
Saying my mic's on, so I don't know why it's not.
Only one. Which one? Me? Can you hear me? Do I need to
Check. Hopefully I should be in now.
hear you, Jay? Wait, there he is.
All right, perfect. All right, cool. So hopefully we're good now. It's you I can hear, Summer says. Hopefully only one. Well.
Trying to get the audio on so we can
We got you. All right. Perfect. Sorry, guys. Usually this is all just one big thing where it's everybody till the end. But things do change. And this one has definitely been on the fly. So I appreciate all of you guys for sticking around and helping out, letting us know when things are not coming in. So usually we try to wrap these up around 2 hours. So just a few closing things. Jay, I don't know if you still have a beer with you. I was hoping to do that earlier with everybody, but...
A new one, I can crack it.
Oh yeah, Jay, what are you drinking tonight?
So, tonight I went with Baxter. This is a Hop Science India Pale Ale. I'd never had it before. And looking always for a different Maine type of beer. If anybody's got any suggestions, feel free to comment. I will look for it and try it out, see what you think. I'm typically an IPA drinker, but I'll try just about anything, at least see if I like it. Ooh. Cheers, everybody. Baxter. Hop Science India Pale Ale. Go try it.
And I know Ryan had something earlier, and so didn't Bob, but we've just been off on a tangent. Like, I think this one's just kind of been all over the place tonight. So certain things didn't get taken care of, but yeah, it's been a fun time. Thank you guys for joining us. Quick little shout out, Orono Brewing Company, Gagan's, for kind of being sponsors for us and hooking Jay up with some beer for this.
Swag.
And Brian Keyser from Unrest Coffee Company. I don't know if that'll pick
Go,
up
Brian!
Lag. But I'm not a huge beer drinker, but I do love me some coffee. So thank you to Brian for the hookup. And it's a little lag, but it's there. Chandler, we miss you too. Thank you for joining in. I hope you guys are doing good. Staying safe. I think that's basically all I've got. I think one last thing before we end. Saturday is going to be a big night for us. So I hope everybody will tune in. If you don't know, you guys do.
What
was that?
Lost our sound, they said.
Oh, it might have cut out when I went to the cat promo.
Yeah, it must be.
Well then, I'll say it again now that we're back here. Join us this Saturday with Catherine, the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers. 8 p.m. She's absolutely amazing. She's a sweetheart. We are very excited to have her with us. And get your questions ready. Jay and I will do everything we can to answer all of the questions that do come in. And if they, they might be a little behind, but we will try to get to everybody. So think of your questions. Join us. Let's have a fun night Saturday. Before I screw up any more audio with this, I think we'll basically we'll call it good for tonight. So again, join us Saturday with Catherine Sutherland right here on Facebook, 8 p.m. Get your questions ready. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys so much. Jay, anything else you got?
That about sums it up. I definitely appreciate everybody watching, and I look very much forward to May 9th at 8 p.m. Catherine Sutherland. Think of some questions for sure.
Chandler, that means you.
Yeah,
Get some
right.
photos, load some photos in the comments. See that awesome Autism Ranger. That's all I've got. Thank you guys again. Thank you for the comments, sharing, liking. Please pass around the photo for Saturday with Catherine. Try to get as many people here as we can. And let's just try to have a fun time. So,
Absolutely.
Mic check 1, 2. Hopefully we're good now, Bob. Yes, sir. Chandler's there. So, everything should be good audio-wise. That's all I've got for tonight. Thank you guys again. We'll see you guys back here Saturday, 8 p.m. with Catherine. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
You too, guys. Take care.